Welcome back, my dearest, evilest friends. Welcome back to ever so amazing, sexy Kazakhs. Not really, but that is an amazing game. Welcome back to ever so amazing, sexy Southern Strike, the greatest World War II RTS game of all time. Sunstrike 1 specific, of course. So we're continuing on, but first and foremost I do have to mention the game is a little bit more light, if you will. There is a light. Unbelievable. How did I achieve this? Well, actually I found out in graphics setting that the map gamma was on the lowest setting possible. Not really the lowest, but the lowest of the lowest. And I said, you know, screw that, I can barely see anything on my videos, so I opted to the max, and it has that beautiful sexy color, and you can even see more details on vehicles, units, and of course demon. So that's always a beautiful thing. Anywho, let's continue on. So the last time we definitely punched into the German lines. Our paratroopers are still waiting here for something. They're waiting for my signal as I'm gonna get close to the main road. Then I'm gonna charge in with the paratroopers from the sides, and we're gonna have a nice overview from these specific locations. Do remember there were those mortars previously in the previous mission. Over here we have not destroyed them, mind you. We have not destroyed them, but I'm thinking like maybe I should have done that. Maybe now they're gonna have those 80mm mortars from these locations firing upon our asses. But thankfully again we do have a lot of paratroopers prepared to do the bad and the ugly if need be, and that's exactly what they will be doing. For now we are kind of securing all the locations. We know that the Germans are all around. Not the hugest defense for the Germans, mind you, but we are the Sunstrike people. We shall do the greatest thing by killing them like nobody's match. So there we go. We also have the 80mm mortars here, but we will not utilize them. I don't think you can actually move them with anything. Maybe you can drop them inside our Jimmy trucks. I have no clue. We are actually towing the field gun, which is not the thing that I really want, but still I'm gonna pick up anything that I can, anything that I really want, and I do have a lot of trucks everywhere. So first and foremost, let's clear up what's in front of us, in front of our beautiful M5 Stuarts. As these M5 Stuarts are going to be perfect for what we're supposed to be doing here. I think I have a lot of officers on this section. Yes, thank you very much. Let's move one officer up in this point so he can overlook, again, officers and snipers, the largest radius of demarche with their Colts. No, I'm lying, of course, but they have the greatest view range. And also, to remember, Sunstrike 2, I don't know if I mentioned that, they've actually added the ability to pop up your commanders on tanks and other things. They're not tanks. In this game, you cannot, of course. That's again Sunstrike thing. And you can see the riflemen opening fire, not the submachine gunners and all that, because they have no range, because they are utilizing the greasy gun. We don't have a huge chunk of riflemen, which is a sad thing. But thankfully one of our beautiful riflemen with M1 Garand is opening fire. And I think I might find a few more if need be. There. You always need like a huge chunk of submachine gunners. I understand the game is supposed to like go, whoa, charge into the German lines, kill, rape, pillage their children, but that's again not the point. That's not the point, because we do not know what to expect beyond the gates of hell. What to expect, really, nobody knows. Moving with the riflemen, they're gonna be nicely sniping the shit out of the enemy if need be. Go. Excellent, beautiful job. Firepower of the battle station of Garand, and now the AT gun is dead. The Pt.5, so Pt.38L, 50mm. Beautiful, of course. Move in. Again, I'm gonna try to keep as many units alive for as much as possible, because that is the gist of this. Of course, if the enemy has their own officer, that's gonna be a bad thing, of course, understandable. But of course, if we snipe it before he snipes us with his Luga, that is, snipes the beautiful officer over here, that's gonna be okay then. If not, well, we lose one officer, that's a GG, and Damon cries like a little bitch if need be, but he won't, because Stuart will. Okay, you can see the demarche, the blindage has been completely annihilated from what we've utilized 122mm guns. We did it very, very well with them. Move on now. And again, we see a nice, again, view through across the trees of Gorgora and Morgora, and we can actually see that the blindage has been completely, actually almost annihilated. One click here with the 122s, and those bastards are pretty dead. Thankfully, I did add them on control 1, so there goes that blindage. I don't know if this blindage is still operational? We shall find out soon enough. Let's move in. As we move in with the officer, of course, it doesn't mean that all the sides on the right side here have been completely annihilated. Of course, we have no idea what the fuck. We didn't really even touch upon it whatsoever. Okay, let's get you guys over here. Go, go, go. Go. Excellent job. Oh shit, not a good job. Not a good job. Stuart, go, go, go. Stop. Did we kill that German bastard? He was over there. He killed 2 of my guys. 2 of my beautiful men. We have the flamethrower infantry. Nobody's going to be utilizing them again. They're not going to be useful unless we do a full-ass assault upon the German lines. That's not going to happen, my friends. That's not going to be the thing that's going to happen here. Okay, move in. Do remember also, again, the officer has he has a sprinting ability, unbelievable, like a sprinting ability compared to the regular infantryman. So again, he's gonna be outrunning them like nobody's bitch. Okay, so it will seem we can kind of finish a position here. Let's go here and see if we can find out again. Then we've bombed the living crap out of these certain. Yes, again, only one rifle opening fire. If we really want to risk it, but I think our beautiful 37mm M5 Stuart will be able to deal maybe a little bit damage here, if need be. Can you open fire maybe? Do you have a long range? It's all dependable, right? And yes, he does. I mean, we don't need every AT gun. Mind you, we don't need every AT gun. Thankfully, we survived that kind of repairing needed for this beautiful thing. Unless, do you remember, there is actual help coming back. Yes, it is. As you can see, 247, 248. So again, until they hit the specific threshold from where the health pool is just gonna go down, it's all good. So thankfully, you don't really have to hurry with your engineering vehicles of any kind to get to that specific tank for him to survive. So Hell's Bell, that's nice. That's very nice. I really like that addition. I'm kind of glad that they cannot cap that, but I don't think they capped that specifically in Sudden Strike 3, though. I don't remember it at all. I don't think so. But of course, they changed. Instead of the engineering trucks, we get the engineers, which is also very nice. Again, I like that addition. I do miss the engineering trucks, but we still have the resource trucks and all that. I do also remember that Sunstrike 3 is my second favorite. That specific Sunstrike Last Stand is my second favorite Sunstrike Gamo. So that alone tells you how amazing the game truly is. The missions are interesting. Again, the combat is completely revamped from all the Sunstrike 1 and 2, and I prefer it over everything, even Sunstrike 1. But the Sunstrike 1 combat, especially in multiplayer, is so cool, so great. No other game can really reach that. Not one RTS, World War II RTS, has that thing, that feel, that amazing, good, like, destruction everywhere. The damage stays. Do remember, this is 2001 motherfucking game. 2001, right? And everything you see here, everything that we destroyed stays, except the vehicles. And though, to be honest, when the airplanes do crash, they do leave these crashy things, right? Wrecks, and they do stay. So again, a very nice thing, huge battles. Just that alone is like unbelievable. Again, we're talking about very early 2001, and you didn't have those kind of World War II RTS games. Or you actually didn't even have World War II RTS game that I remember. None that actually I remember now. If I'm trying to even think about it, I don't remember World War II RTS games even being anything. So again, Fireglow, you did an amazing job. Too bad you're dead. And honestly, I'm just thinking always when I think about Fireglow, and I'm thinking about any company that does a great job against Demon and for the Demon, is just, thinking like an entity of sorts. That people that put a lot of love into their games, and they show it that way. I mean, it shows. You will know it. You will know it. Again, these types of games are not easy to make. I mean, we're talking about World War II RTS games, and again, also RTT game, where you do not build anything. And it was innovative. I mean, let's be honest. It was still in the time where CNC was the thing, right? So having a game like this, where again you don't build anything, you just charge into the enemy and hope you win. Maybe you're probably gonna lose though. You're gonna probably lose. So let's see the ranges. So now onto artillery 122s. They have a long range. Again, they're gonna reach these locations. So if we can actually snipe the living crap out of this specific location we want to touch upon, or with our soldiers, that's gonna be fine. So as I said, I'm gonna get as close as possible, probably beyond this point, and then attack with the paratroopers. So we could utilize the paratroopers immediately, as it is, from what I'm noticing, no more reinforcements at all, which is a fine thing, to be honest. I have no problem with that. So we finally made a proper line, went through all the defenses the enemy actually has on our first beaches of Normandy, and now again we have to supposed to capture also these beaches as a last thing, mind you, as we don't have boats in this game. There are no boats in the Soundstrike 1 like in Soundstrike 2. Those are again an addition to the Soundstrike 2. Boats, airfields, and all that good stuff, where you can utilize airplanes to refuel, rearm at the airfields. And that's how, again, those little things. Too bad that Soundstrike 2 fails at the look, right? So all this, what you see, doesn't really exist in Soundstrike 2. They added too much dirty colors, too much mud. Too much muck and mud. And it doesn't have this green, beautiful green, you know, just a little bit. The Soundstrike 1 really had a lot of colorful colors. Soundstrike 2 removed those colorful colors. It just became too dark and oppressive, and everything is just too, like, all the streets, everything is like a rubble. You know, you can cracks here, cracks there. I mean, just play it and you will see what I'm talking about. So if they could remove, like, if you could take these terrain tiles and put them into Soundstrike 2, that will override the terrain tiles of Soundstrike 2, so you have them immediately when you start any campaign and all that, because of course you've written them with these tiles. It will be perfect. But hell's bells, I don't think that's possible, or maybe it is, probably is, but that would work, like, take a lot of work for that to actually happen, but who cares, it doesn't matter. I mean, we always will have Soundstrike 1, has a huge chunk of maps for multiplayer alone, like holy crap. Okay, so now we have a lot of officers on the field here, not just on the right side, but I will be spreading more love on the right side. So I have Stuarts everywhere, thank you very much. I'm gonna spread these bad boys, I'm gonna go to the right side. Yes, complete right side over here. We have guys over here and tanks not really. We have jeeps, we have Jimmy trucks, we have resource trucks and snipers even. They're gonna go onto the middle ground. Where exactly? Over here. This is gonna be our staging area, so to speak, because again, we're gonna be taking it slow, we're gonna be taking it smart. We're gonna, again, you can't believe how good it is to come back to Soundstrike 1 and everything is just as perfect as you left it. Like, holy crap, that does not exist in other games. Let's check out this area, because there could be some enemy Germans here with a heavy, huge chunk of Tiger tanks. Who knows? I mean, this is 1948. There are tigers and bears in front. So there is that. So hell's well, let's see how this is gonna go for this poor submachine gunner with M1 greasy gun. Or again, I was just like, why is that an M1 greasy gun? It probably is, but I'm going to say I want a Thompson. Say Thompson, because Thompson is just a fucking cool thing. Like a Thompson is just a fucking beautiful thing to look at. Now this also, what I'm thinking is, this is pretty much close to this location. I could get in with my artillery and bomb these buildings before we even get close to these locations, right? I'm thinking of that, using the 122mm guns and completely annihilating so many things around these locations before we even reach them. How cool is that? So this is exactly what I will be doing. First, let's drop you. Let's drop all the troops from our trucks. Thank you very much. Again, thankfully, in our jeeps we have an officer, and we always will know that we have an officer. I mean, we always have a huge chunk of officers, so that's nice. But I need my transports to gather these beautiful 122s. So those, we have 3 122s, and those are exactly what I want in my goddamn beautiful pants. I want to have a 122 in my pants, so women shall be sexy about it. They would say, demon, it's a big one. And of course it is. It's a 122, bitch. So hell's bells. There's that. So 122 are going to be moving. Then, of course, we have a lot of, thankfully, we have a lot of supply trucks to feed them. As they do, the bigger the caliber, the more resources it eats, and I mean a lot. Look how it's, look, 7,000 all the way to 6,000. It eats a huge chunk of resources. This is something. Look, this one, it wasn't even fed for well, all actually. Holy crap! Look at this. Look at it. What kind of what the fuck is happening over here, guys? Do we have issues? My M5 stewards are like, what the fuck? Guys, move in. So we did destroy this house completely with 122s. Imagine that. I would not have known this. But now we do. Moving a little bit closer. Maybe there are even Germans here trying to get a little bit, dip their toes into the river of evil and probably think that they won't die. They will. They will. Okay, so that aside, let's move the beautiful Wolverine to the side. Let's see how much open the side truly is. Not really, definitely specifically for the infantry combat. So I'm guessing that would be utilizing better our big guns on the middle, where more open terrain, of course, is preferable for tanks than the closed up spaces here. Plus, they won't be able probably to shoot at the vehicles because of all the trees. So, but still, having some tanks on the side for the side shots is always a good thing. Okay, transports. Let me drop this AT gun. Oh man, I really don't even need the AT guns whatsoever. I mean, we can utilize our guys on the AT guns. As long as you have two on that AT gun, they can actually move them themselves. We don't need these beautiful Jimmy trucks for that. So in general, we utilize Jimmy trucks for the big Kahuna burgers. No need to capture every anti-tank gun. Maybe it would be, if we're gonna be defending this after we capture it, having those AT guns in a specific position to prep for the massive defense would be preferable, of course. Would be very much preferable. So what I'm doing here is taking you, feeding you with the beautiful thing. If you can move, thank you very much. Move in. Let's get these jeeps over here. Why don't you want to feed? You don't have much, and he is full. That's why. Why don't you tell me these things? Why don't you tell me these things? Okay, you take him. You take him. So we're going to be moving these beauties over here. And then opening fire. Oh, is that a long range? No, yeah, opening fire upon this specifically. So from this location, we're going to open fire upon these locations. Destroy all the buildings. Every building. We won't know until we actually have some kind of a site, but I believe my shots on 122s, we're gonna do the massive demolish. It does have an area of effect, so hell's bells. Okay, move on. We don't need any units behind. We're not gonna leave not one except you, not really. We're moving you towards this location. Take it slow. Take it fast. Okay, beautiful. Look at them beauties. Look at them beauties. Over here. Drop them over here. I need some beautiful supply trucks also. I need 4 of you or 3 of you. Let's get some of you here to protect them. 4 in case. We have 1 rifleman, 2 riflemen, and 3 submachine gunners. I think that should be enough. We're gonna get some beautiful suppliers to help out into the supplying tank for our beautiful 122s. It's gonna take time, though this one specifically is pretty much slow, so he is as useless as they can get until we find the ammunition crates. So I'm gonna should take different one which is full completely, so we can feed those things as we open fire. I don't think I have any use of these resource trucks on the locations where they are at the moment, so all of them are gonna be moving towards this point. Thank you very much. So where are my 122s moving? Okay, so again, I'm gonna thankful no mines whatsoever to be expecting upon the beaches of whatever, and I'm thankful about that, very much so. So they won't, I don't have to search for them. That would take a long ass time for search all the mines on the minefields, because they're minefields. And of course, it would just stop the moment. I mean, we're of course taking everything slow, but it would kind of stop the moment until I really have to think about where am I gonna actually position all the infantry, all the stuff, all the good and the bad and the ugly. So let's start finally moving a little bit. While okay, this area needs more men. We have a crew member over here. We need more units, and those specific units are gonna be these units. They're gonna go onto this middle ground here. right here. They're gonna be they're gonna be penetrating. Instead of just making a blockade of nothing, we're gonna be moving the M8 Greyhounds. We have the beautiful M4A2 and M4A4. Wow, we have actually two types of Sherman right here, my friends. Look at the detail. Look at the amount of detail on those sprites. Motherfucking sprites. Are those sprites? They're sprites. I don't know if they're sprites. They're something. I have no idea. Anyway, the point is M4A4 76, M4A2 75mm gun Sherman. What's the difference really? Who cares? 450 health pool, 550 much bigger health pool on the M4A4. The 97 ammunition for the main gun, holy shit, and 71 for the M4A4 compared to the M4A2. So now you know. Unbelievable. How did you know this, Demon? Because I actually looked amazing, am I not? Okay, now again, the problem truly lies that we don't have a huge chunk of riflemen. We have a heavy machine gunners, we don't have a rifleman, people. So they won't be touching upon the German lies that easy. There is a blindage, and I want that blindage down. So let's make a proper line here. Can you move? Thank you very much. Thank you. Get over here. Thank you. Okay, move in. Excellent. Okay, officers, make line of sight towards the Germans. Again, the blindage, I'm definitely guessing there's gonna be something there. Those blindages might be evil and might be full of Germans. At least 2 Germans or 1 German should be inside. How do we test this? Move in a few of our submachine gun heavy machine gunners, get as close as possible and give them sight towards us, and they'll be opening fire, and you'll know and I will know. Excellent. Thankfully, one of the riflemen tends to drive with, I think, in the jeeps. No, actually, all submachine gunners, heavy machine gunner, and all the good stuff. Okay, as you can definitely see, my friends, we have opportunity here to destroy the sons of bitches. And we have guessed it right, there are evil Germans inside the blindage. Open fire. Get close with the M5. Again, no possibility. Now it's possibility. Let's get quite a bit close for the full demarche. Let's get the M4A2 Sherman tank. Is that done? Yes, it is. Actually, we killed the man inside. Unbelievable. Comparing to the last level where we had to utilize a huge chunk of riflemen just to kill a bunch of people inside. That took quite a bit, to be honest. But understandable, understandable. Also, utilizing the Puma wasn't really the greatest, but it did its job, to be honest. I was very satisfied with the Puma's work. Wow, look at this. Look at this bullshit. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Over here. Come on. Really? Wow, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? How the hell did this happen? Can someone tell me? How did this happen? Holy mother of God, that's not good. All my supply men are dead. Okay, so this is a problem. Okay, that's nice. That's very nice. I like it. Okay, I need M5. God damn it, people. We have to destroy the trees. You know, when I first saw people destroying trees in multiplayer, I was like, you know, that's cool. Ability to destroy trees and make your path, so you can easily put specific units in those trees, like artillery guns or something like that. You know, make that kind of a defensive grid, so to speak, defensive position. It's a very nice thing. It's a very nice thing. Can you move now? No, because oh God. Oh man, okay, I definitely demolished him. I definitely demolished him. Okay, we have to be a little bit careful here. Oh no! Oh no, there goes the... Oh shit.
Transport ready. Where to, sir? Artillery ready.
Ah, you son of a bitch. Thankfully, immediately we have the additional supplier there to help and repair. Oh, gods, thank you very fucking much. Okay, definitely this tree needs to disappear. This specific tree. Right there. Can you move? No. Continue bombarding those trees. Okay, beautiful. No, not yet, Jesus. Really? Really? Wow. How did this happen? Honestly, how did this happen? This is just ridiculous. Like, now we're gonna just clear some trees because this is the thing. Okay, I can see the tree that might pose a problem. Alright, like that. Thank you very much. Destroy this tree. Thank you very much. Are you healing him? Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Holy crap. We finally made it. Unbelievable. You stayed there. Holy crap. That was not good. That was not good. Let's first repair the 122 completely. Take him. Move. Jesus. No, you stay where you are, my dear Jimmy truck. You're gonna make your thing soon by actually supplying our bastard. And now we have a nice line of 122s.
Where to, sir?
Over here. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Look at this. This is what I call... what I always hated about Blitzkrieg 1 is you had to move those trucks a little bit further after you deployed the specific artillery guns because they can't actually turn around. I always hated that. That was such a bullshit. And considering how bad Blitzkrieg 1's pathfinding is, believe me, it was nothing to joke about. So now that we have our beautiful artillery over here, we're gonna be opening fire. A few on you. Few on you. Because we are close, I'm guessing, there is again that cafe, wasn't there last mission, mind ya. So those motherfuckers knew their thing. Let's continue bombing these locations. Again, this is before we really move in upon the Germans. And we have no idea what to really expect, what kind of defensive positions they have there. But I'm fine with knowing that I'm gonna probably destroy all their structures. So that's nice. Okay, leaving all these guys. Thank you very much. Beautiful job. Let's continue on now forward, a little bit forward before ending this video.
Colonel.
Just move a little bit forward. Let's see, I have a huge chunk of men on this side. Snipers, go. Okay, now the entire group over here is gonna go to this location. I believe there are no Germans in that location whatsoever. I'm not gonna expect Germans in this specific point, but again, it could happen. I just have to worry about this beauty. Stop. Okay, I don't care about the M5 Stuart, but the M10 Wolverines, all of them have to survive. All of them, and I do mean that. All of them have to survive. They are the big boys. They have a fucking 76mm gun, and they are the tank killers. So you really expect them to do the massive amount of freaking damage upon the Germans. Okay, I'm not seeing anything, but again, from the sides, we might be able to do a lot of damage upon the German lines. So again, let's get most of our troops to the sides. Get our snipers to the sides completely and shoot the bats from the sides. Of course, it's all about the sides. Our beautiful things continually opening fire upon the German lines. Beautiful. You feed him. You feed him. You help him feed him. That's nice. Again, keeping the suppliers alive, keeping, of course, everything alive is the most important thing in Silent Strike. And one of the greatest things and what makes Silent Strike so unique, again, is that everything is important. Every unit is important, every infantryman is important. Now, in multiplayer, of course, you can just charge into the enemy lines and hope that they win because, you know, hey, numbers. But still, it's all depending on how many people you're playing. And probably the team battles would be much more tactical than just 1v1, because in 1v1 you always charge into the enemy lines to get the Zeppelin, and that's about it. Who gets the Zeppelin, the colors, you know, wins, so to speak, gets that reinforcements faster than the other dude. So there is that again. Okay, let's get our snipers to the side so we specifically can snipe out the living crap out of the Germans. We're gonna go onto this sand part of the terrain of the river, and then of course shoot the Germans from the sides if possible. It's all again important point if we can even get a proper side, because I have a feeling that these specific lines might have a huge chunk of Germans there. So like a huge chunk. I'm expecting a lot of tanks at some point. Expecting like even Panthers, Tigers, Super Ultra Tigers, and they have opened fire and it will seem kill. No, oh my god. That's not something I want. Oh shit, there is a Kubelwagen, armored Kubelwagen, and we don't need a Kubelwagen. Oh my god, the Kubelwagen can actually annihilate all our men. We won't be able to do much against it unless we have get close to it and drop nades upon it. So we have to be a little bit careful about the Kubelwagen. We lost the sight towards the bastards. Excellent. Uh-oh. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back. Fall back. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Shit. This is not what I wanted to happen. But it did. As I said, expect a huge chunk of tanks, and there they are. And they also have the Nobelwerfer. Good stuff. Or a mobile Nobelwerfer, which would be a very bad thing, of course. Is a bad thing. Did we lose already our no, we lost the snipers. The snipers are gone. There is no point of talking about that. The snipers are gone. We have the M5 Stuarts there. Hopefully the M10 Wolverine will be able to hold off everything. So definitely we know that the enemy has probably Panzer 3J or Panzer 4 right there. We could open a view towards it. And you'll again just destroy trees. Just destroy trees. This way we can give a sight towards the Germans or a sight towards us and to them and to everybody. And that of course is a good thing, a bad thing, and the ugly thing. Okay, definitely I'll need to support that part with more troops, specifically better tanks, as the tanks I have at the moment not the greatest. Let's get some M4A2, some M8 Greyhounds. Any kind of a support would be beneficial. Because again, most of this infantry, no AT infantry of any kind. And that's always a bad thing, of course. Let's drop that thing, we have no need of it. Who is left here? We have some men. All of you go towards this location. And this is where the AT guns would be much more preferable. Can we get it with the Jeep? No, not even the small field gun can be carried by the Jeep and Z, which is fine, I guess. I mean, I thought that they could do that, like actually tow the smaller guns, but they can't. Maybe that specific, again, I saw in Soundstrike 3. Could be, it could be. Too bad we lost the two snipers. They give a nice overview upon the enemy position. Again, losing that specific unit, like that specialized unit, is never a good thing. Never a good thing. Okay, let's get you over here. Now, we still have some snipers here. We still have some snipers. Like, we still have some snipers. Okay, but not enough, as you can see, not enough of the tanks to support these specific pushes. So definitely expect the worst out of like, only utilize the 122s. We can also utilize just 122s and do the proper job. Yes, they definitely have a sight towards us, and that's never a good thing. There you go. We can see the damnable AA vehicle with 20mm MG. Get close. M8 Greyhounds get close. M5 Stuarts get close. Do whatever you can. That's the gist of it. Spread your forces left and right and everywhere. Just give us some kind of an insight as to what the fuck is happening. We saw that damnable thing over there. I will continue destroying some trees. Thankfully the M5, I mean the Stuart has a massive range. Like, it is really a massive range. It should be enough for many things. Okay, to seem the A weapon of mass destruction has removed itself from that position. My M10 Wolverine wanted to kill it, but it seems that's not gonna be happening here. And they have a nice sight towards us. Now, compared to Hidden Stroke, then in this one I can try. To save my units, be it the infantryman, the tank, and something like that. I can at least try. In Hidden Stroke 2, no. That's not gonna be happening. So I definitely can't secure this at the moment. Let's move you over here. Okay, how much defense in terms of AT weaponry do we have? Thankfully we do have some defense. I am happy about that. All my beautiful Stuarts move in. A little bit closer to the German lines, a little bit closer, move in, get those snipers behind the officers and men, so they can at least shoot down infantry if they dare spot us. Now, what you have to know about Soundstrike in general is that Soundstrike, the fire glow tends to add a massive rushes by the Germans, specifically in Forever expansion. Like, all of a sudden you defeat the 5 fucking tigers and all of a sudden billions more come rushing into your lines. Always at the very start, mind you. Always at the very start. Anyway guys, wish you the very best. Next time more love, more drugs, more Soundstrike goodness.